everyone, Marco with Higgins Energy, and today we are going to be going over the Vermont Casting freestanding stove line. Right now we are looking at the Vermont Castings Encore, but this video will also include how to clean the Intrepid, the Dauntless, the Encore, as well as the Defiant. So all their freestanding stoves are going to have a lot of the same features, the same setup. So even though we're looking at just the Encore today, this will fit for all four of those. So when we are cleaning these Vermont Casting stoves, the tools I usually have with me are a paintbrush that's going to help you get all the ash and soot from the sides of the stove. It's also going to help you cleaning the catalyst once we get in there. I use a wood chisel just in case there's any carbon buildup, anything I need to scrape off of the sides and the corners. I also have a little smaller brush to get in those nooks and crannies you can't get. And then let's not forget that you need wood stove cleaning glass cleaner. At Higgins we sell Mikos, but there are other brands out there. You just want to make sure your glass cleaner does not have ammonia in it, as that will eat away the ceramic that's treated around the ceramic heat treated glass. And if you lose the ceramic, eventually the glass is going to spider crack. You're going to have to replace it, have some other issues. So stick with the wood stove glass cleaner and you'll never have that issue to worry about. So let's get into the stove. This is a very basic one. There's an ash pan on the bottom, the two glass doors to get into it. As far as controls, there's an air control on the right side of the unit when you're standing in front of it. And then once the stove is up to temperature, in order to engage the catalyst, you have your bypass control on the left side of the stove. As far as cleaning, it's recommended in the manual. You're going to clean it about every quart or so, but that could change depending on the type of wood you're burning. Is it green versus is it very well seasoned? Are you using too much paper when you light your stove? That'll cause clogging of the catalyst and things like that. So we want to make sure we're paying attention to our burning habits, burning properly. So first thing, like I said, we're going to grab our paintbrush. You're going to want to get all the ash and soot from the top, the baffle of the stove. This one even has a top load, you can clean that off. You want all the ash and soot in there. Ash and soot are abrasive and corrosive, so you do not want it sitting there for a long time. It's going to be eating away at the metal, the firestone in there. Even the back catalyst, if you let it sit for too long, is going to start having some problems. So we want to make sure we're cleaning everything in there. Like I said, I would use my chisel, get in the nooks and crannies. If there's any carbon buildup, sometimes in the ash pan where the slots are, you could get some buildup in there. So it's good to just have something harder, push through, get that cleared up. And then lastly, I would use my little brush, clean around, get any little holes I have. Now what I don't have on me today, but is very helpful, would either be a can of air, or I use an electronic rechargeable version. You don't want it to be too powerful. You don't want a big air compressor that's going to start, especially your catalyst. You don't want to ruin the catalyst that way. But something, just a little amount of air to pass through and get everything clean. So once the inside of the stove is clean, our next step would be to go to the catalyst. In order to do that, there's this back plate here. You see the Vermont Castings icon in it. You're going to slightly lift it upwards and then push it to a side. So I go up and then to the left a little bit. And now this comes right out with the Vermont Castings logo on front. Next, there's another little baffle back there. We're going to remove this. There's a little divot on it. You always want that facing up when you put it back. It helps the airflow go to where it needs to go, so the exhausting is going right out of the stove. Lastly, here's the catalyst. If it doesn't look bad during the season, I'll keep it in place. I'll clean it up top a little bit. You can vacuum off. But as you get through the season and you get more and more buildup, I do recommend taking it out. It just slides right out forward. Here's your ceramic coated catalyst that's in all the Vermont Castings. Then you could also get your vacuum under it, so that way if there's any buildup of ash, soot, carbon, things like that, you get that cleaned up, and it's just helping promote the airflow in the stove. So that'll be everything in our Vermont Castings cleaning for the Vermont Casting Freestander line. Again, this will include the Intrepid, the Dauntless, the Encore, and the Defiant. So thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.